Last year, Corsair released the 600T Graphite Series chassis to really positive reviews, and for the 2011 refresh decided to update the design with a fresh coat of paint and a new side panel configuration in addition to the already fantastic feature set. We first reviewed the Graphite Series 600T chassis in September of last year and found that the first lower cost case from Corsair actually kept much of the build quality and features we loved about the higher end Obsidian designs. Sturdy construction, intuitive cable routing for a clean installation for all users, front USB 3.0 port access, and removable intake filters are just some of the key points that made the 600T so compelling at the $150 price point. And the good news is that all of that carries over to the new special edition white Graphite Series 600T. The white 600T is built out of both aluminum and plastic in order to meet the price goals Corsair set. The price is a bit higher here, but that is a result of the white finish on the case that is actually quite appealing and differentiates it from the many black or beige computer cases on the market. The front of the case offers up a total of 4 5.25-inch bays, as well as a front 200mm fan intake that is covered up by an easily removable pop-out filter grate. Along the top of the case you will find the power and reset buttons, integrated audio connections, 4 USB 2.0 ports as well as a USB 3.0 port, eSATA, and an integrated 4-channel fan controller speed knob. Further back along the top of the system is yet another perforated pop-out section that acts as a fan filter, as well as allowing you to install additional 120mm fans if you are going the water cooling and radiator route. Corsair has included another 200mm fan up top here, but even if you decide to replace it, the 120mm fans will be hidden under the pop-out, which is nice. The 600T is a bottom power supply mount design that features 8 expansion slots, water cooling grommets, and even a slot for the internal USB 3.0 connection cable to be routed back into the motherboard. A 120mm fan sits back here as well for exhausting the airflow system. On the bottom, Corsair has included another fan intake filter that will be used for the power supply intake. The doors in the 600T are designed to be easy to remove, yet are firmly in place when closed to minimize any kind of rattle or noise. We'll touch on the replaceable window mesh on the door later. The Corsair 600T continues with the family traits of offering a ton of pre-cut holes with rubber guards for cable management all around the motherboard and power supply. This really makes it easy to have a clean and airflow-friendly PC without having to spend hours and hours with zip ties. You can also see a large back panel cutout that allows the user to access the CPU retention brackets on the back of the motherboard, so you can change CPU cooling without disassembling your entire system. The optical drives are screwless, the power supply is raised above the base of the chassis, and the top of the 600T has space for your dual 120mm radiator inside the case. A nice feature of the 600T is the reconfigurable Harddrive cages that allow you to remove or relocate them as needed for either better airflow or to make space for longer than standard graphics cards. This is the default position, though you can easily take the top set of 3 drive bays and move them down next to the power supply, allowing room for your HD 6990 or whatever else the GPU guys come up with next. The bottom cage can also be removed to improve air intake from the front 200mm fan. The hard drive racks themselves are toolless for 3.5-inch drives and can handle 2.5-inch drives without an adapter with the included screws. The biggest change for the special edition white 600T is the configurable door. It comes shipped with a large window installed so you can see all of the components and lights and gizmos you have installed inside. Also in the box though is a mesh panel that you can install by simply removing some screws holding the plexiglass in place. The mesh panel will also support up to 4 additional 120mm fans for those of you that want to go crazy with airflow. The Corsair Special Edition White Graphite Series 600T is almost identical to the original version with the obvious exception of the color and the new configurable door. The price is a bit steeper for this model as well, $180 versus $150, and that does put this version of the 600T into a higher cost bracket. If you're an enthusiast that wants their case to stand out from the masses in a more subtle way than flashing lights and cathode tubes, while also offering a great set of features and quiet, high-performance fans, be sure to give the Special Edition White Graphite Series 600TC from Corsair a look.